UFC Immortal.
Alright, so here we go with the start of round one. I can tell how excited you are for this matchup. Seems to be a striking advantage on one side, but maybe not.
This is a big-time fight. It feels like a big moment for both of these guys' careers. Who is going to be able to implement their game plan the best in this matchup between these two big-time athletes?
Well, perhaps a sign of things to come as he lands a kick there.
Nice kick landed by this gentleman.
Lee gets caught with that punch. Not the easiest guy in the world to hit, but he got caught there. Oh, he slipped well there to avoid the left hand coming back.
Oh, big head kick. That right hand hurt him a little bit.
Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense?
His opponent's got him in the clinch. He needs to break away and get back to his range because he's taking punch after punch from his clinch position. Look at him whip his hip into that kick. Beautiful head kick.
Oh, collar tie.
Punch over the top. Sneaky head kick. It's a good right hand right there.
Got the single collar tie.
Look at him chopping the wood. Chop the wood with those leg kicks.
He is all about that left kick to the body. Oh, he got that knee to connect to the body, and if you're the defensive fighter here, you got to make sure you don't eat too many more of those.
You cannot eat too many. You got to get the elbows inside. Otherwise, if you land one, that's going to shut everything down.
3 minutes. Back to his feet. Oh, significant strike attempt there, but a huge block.
Right hand punch in the clinch. I mean, he's cutting them down the sides with these beautiful leg kicks.
Mixes it up nicely in terms of staying heavy and also staying active.
Look at the whip action that comes from him throwing that kick.
Stuffs the takedown, no problem. And there comes the separation now.
Liver kick.
Single collar tie now. Muay Thai plump.
Great punch. Ooh, head kick lands and he's hurt.
Oh, looked like he was trying to set up the head kick, but he misses on that attempt. Well, one got through. That kick was blocked. All right, he engages in a single collar tie here.
Look at him whip his hip into that kick. Left hand punch in the clinch. Big knee lands right to his opponent's midsection.
Oh, clipped him with the overhand. Just misses with the jab.
He's throwing every part of himself into these big leg kicks. Nice looping punch. Head kick lands.
All right, he engages in the single collar tie. Well, he has certainly found the range and staying pretty busy here on the feet.
He's being busy, but it's also the timing and the accuracy that's allowing him to land so many attacks. Look at how he turns his hip over when he throws that kick.
60 seconds. Finish stroke. Finish stroke.
Look at how he turns his hip into that leg kick.
Oh, and he connects there. Throwing that jab, no good.
Nice kick. These guys are going at it.
Well done to block that powerful kick to the body. And he landed the right hand there. So he's really starting to put together some significant body shots here. These are going to take their toll as this fight goes on. Lee gets hit with a kick here. Let's see how he responds. Continues to mix it up, going to the head, mixing in some body shots. Lee gets caught by that straight punch. That'll get his attention. Final seconds here of round one. Round two is next. All right, let us get to some replays now from that previous round, DC, and certainly you got to think some body kicks are going to find their way into this highlight.
Yeah, he's throwing these body kicks, and he's throwing with all of his force. He is driving his shin into the rib of his opponent. If his opponent does not block these, if he does not catch these kicks, his night is going to end very soon.
Round two is upon us. Your thoughts on round one, champ?
Round one was a very close round. Both guys had their moments, but nobody has really went out ahead in the race as we go into the second round. Nice head kick. Straight punch lands.
Oh, continuing to work the body to great effect. Now he engages in a Muay Thai clinch. You better protect that head.
Great job securing the Muay Thai clinch. Watch for big knees to the body, and eventually him switch it up with a big knee to the head.
Oh, nice kick right there. Tell the masses how good that feels to get kicked like that.
John, it doesn't. It doesn't feel good to get kicked like that.
Well, that nose isn't going to be able to take too many more as he doubles up on the jab there.
So good to watch MMA evolve and watch guys now fight behind the jab. When you're in a clinch, you can pull down on the head and land these beautiful punches to the head.
Good series of strikes by him there.
Great job of mixing it up, staying active, keeping busy, doing great work.
And he connects with a punch there. We'll see if there's more where that came from.
Boxing, boxing, boxing.
Well, he has certainly kept the punch counters busy tonight. He's landed a ton of significant strikes and clearly is winning this fight tonight.
Winning this fight going away, and it's one of those rare instances where everything comes together. There you go. There you go.
All right, so he's landed some good shots. You hate to be overly critical, but nothing really in terms of combinations tonight.
Well, the jab has been looking great. How about jab, jab, right hand?
Right.
Because eventually you're going to have to put something on your opponent that's going to really make him pause. I believe the jab has been working so well, as he drops a big right hand after it, he may be able to finish his fight.
Just over 3 minutes to go now. Well, it's one thing to have length, it's another thing to use it, and he does it as well as anyone. Nice kick there by Lee. All right, single collar tie now. And both guys really throwing with authority.
That's a big strike right there.
Starting to do some really significant damage to the body here. Another strike lands there.
Ooh, what a head kick.
All right, he'll engage in a single collar tie.
Over and over, he's landed these big body kicks.
Oh, nice combination of kicks once again. Much improved defensively as he blocks the shot.
You can really limit the mobility of your opponent with those leg kicks.
Body kick now by Lee. Oh, and he connects there. His hands look good tonight.
So fast. I mean, this guy has tremendous hand speed.
Man, as he landed a high volume of strikes here in round two, definitely picking up the pace after round one. So he got the message from the corner, and now he is taking control of this second round. Takedown defense holds up, and they separate.
Oh, big head kick lands. Very tricky when he throws that body kick. Big, powerful punch lands. Now he gets back to range.
Splits the guard, lands the right hand.
Big head kick. Dig and kick. You take more of these leg kicks, you will not be able to be very active on your feet.
And he counters with a left hand.
Big leg kick lands. Big punch lands over the top. How's he gonna follow this one up?
Oh, single collar. Nice job to prevent the takedown and scramble to his
on that leg kick.
Lands with a right hand.
He's in close, so instead of punching, he's landing these nasty, vicious elbows.
Oh, another strike lands to the liver here. He buckled him with that exact shot earlier in the fight, and he feels like he can still target that area to great effect. Punch coming, it's blocked. All right, he closes the distance, gets a single collar tie.
Head kick. That was snuck in. Nice strike.
2 rounds in the books. And it could very well be anyone's fight here. Well, he certainly added to his highlight reel in that previous round, DC. A lot of effective kicks there to the body.
And he did a great job of setting up those kicks. He's not throwing blind body kicks. He's not just throwing the kick. He's throwing it behind jabs. He's throwing it behind punches, making his opponent think high, and then blasting that kick right into his opponent's body.
All right, so back-to-back entertaining rounds. We'll see how it goes in this round. We'll see which corner is going to maximize those 60 seconds on the street.
This is what happens when you get these very skilled, very evenly matched fighters coming together. Nobody has really taken a lead in this fight. Let's see who does it going into the next one.
Well, he continues to land a high number of strikes here, just like he did in the previous round. This is a world-class display of striking here tonight.
Oh. Nice punch lands.
Throws the right hand there.
I mean, look at the commitment to kicking in this fight.
Oh, tags him with the straight. Nice job there by Lee. Stuffs that takedown attempt without issue.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Well, you're starting to see the damage now, bleeding from his cheek. And they separate. Oh, strike attempt to the midsection, it's blocked. Oh, a little single collar tie there. Oh, caught him flush with the head kick there, DC.
Beautiful setup to get his leg up there quickly before his opponent could react. Yes, they heard him in the last round. Same exact one. Oh, that's a nice strike. Leg kick. Wow, he lands another leg kick. He has a commitment to kicking tonight, and it shows.
Mixes it up nicely in terms of staying heavy and also staying active. Oh, collar tie. Oh, lands an elbow. Didn't open him up, but very well could have. Good defense to block the strike coming back. Single collar tie. Oh, he's landed a high number of total strikes here in the latter stages of this fight. He's really picked up the pace and landing far more strikes than he did in previous rounds. Continues to work out of that tie clinch. Elbow lands for him. And he connects there with a punch, so pretty good striking display by him thus far.
He throws everything so straight and so accurate.
Single collar tie now. And now he's got that tie clinch. We'll see what he can do with it. The 1-2 punch is true. Blocks that kick to the body.
Big kick lands.
All right, he engages in a single collar tie here. And they separate.
Big punch from the clinch.
Back and forth we go here.
Oh, big stick up top. That's another one.
Lee gets caught with that punch.
Again, back into this position.
Oh, the cut on that cheek is only getting worse. His face is a mess.
He lands a switch knee.
Lee gets caught by that elbow. It doesn't look like there's a cut, but he'd be wise to get those hands up. All right, Muay Thai clinch. A lot of elbows and knees could be coming from here. We'll see how he chooses to attack.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous position, but an advantageous one for the offensive fighter. Watch for the defensive guy to try to break this immediately.
Effective punch there by Lee. Right there, his opponent's wobble chin.
He's hurt bad. This dude needs to grab. He needs to wrestle. He has to do something. He cannot take another shot like that.
Great upper body movement defensively, slips another strike there, and offensively, he hasn't been a world beater, but defensively, he's been strong.
And that has to cause frustration for the opponent, not being able to hit a guy that you want to really put away. But that's a testament to the head movement and the activity and the awareness of this fighter defensively.
30 seconds now to go in the round. Oh, he continues to land a high number of strikes in this round. Really hasn't let up when it comes to his aggressiveness. Certainly have to be mindful that you don't gas out, but you gotta like the output on display here. All right, he engages in the single collar tie. Final seconds of round 3.
What a punch. It's broken, I think.
That's 3 rounds in the can. We're headed to the championship rounds. All right, so that's the end of the round. The cut on the cheek is only getting worse. Thankfully, it is below the eye and not above it, but still a source of adversity for him here.
You're not going to let him.
All right, so an entertaining 5 minutes. Let's look back at some of the highlights, DC, and I'd imagine a lot of these replays are going to be rooted in that kicking game that was on full display.
Absolutely. You're going to see a lot of different techniques, but the kicking was the key to him getting ahead in this fight. He's out ahead now. He needs to stay the course and continue to do that as the fight goes on.
All right, we'll see how it goes here in this next round. A high number of kicks landed there in the previous round, and at some point, these are going to really start to take their toll.
They do start to take an effect whenever you're taking kick after kick after kick. And watching him fight with that knowledge and that patience shows his fight IQ.
And they separate.
Nice punch lands over the top.
Oh, nice check on the leg kick offering there. Punches in bunches, and he hasn't really shown any signs of slowing down here tonight. I'm not sure how much more his opponent can take. Back to the left hand now, unable to connect. And now he engages in a Muay Thai clinch, and I think a lot of people watching wonder how you can control an opponent like that. Hard to get out of.
It's very difficult to get out of. Look and notice how tight his elbows are as he's maneuvering and moving his opponent into positions where he can get off the strikes.
Connects with a right.
Look at the control of the posture as they land that deep. Nice kick.
Back and forth we go. Lee's cut is getting worse. The cut man chomping at the bit to get in there. He'll have to wait for the break between rounds if we get there.
Look at the force behind that leg kick.
Right punch followed by a left there by Lee.
Oh, big punch lands. Big liver kick lands under the elbow.
Oh. Big right hook coming, it's blocked.
Look at him drive his shin into his opponent's body with that body kick.
Just over 3 minutes to go. How good is that right hand? Oh! And there comes the separation now. Pinpoint accuracy on that kick.
No wind-up, no tell, just a brutal kick. Any body kick may finish this fight. It does not have to be the front one up the middle.
Knee coming to the body, it's blocked.
Huge knee lands from the Thai punch.
This might just be a matter of time. Wow. Close guard. Oh, he's got the ground and pound going now. off of his back. Nice offense from the bottom. All right, he continues to bully his opponent here, really manhandling him on the ground. All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You got to be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy. Oh, he postured up there, gained some valuable separation.
And now the ground and pound starts.
Strong bottom work here, staying busy. Well, these are some excellent ground and pound strikes here, DC. There's an efficiency with which he operates in these situations.
He knows exactly when to throw, exactly when to hold, and it's allowing him to really control the grappling aspect of the fight.
There's a song there, right? Know when to hold him, know when to fold him.
Yep, absolutely.
Back to the stand-up now, both fighters upright. Ooh, now he's got the tie plum, Daniel. If you're on the other side, what are you trying to do to get out of this potentially dangerous position?
You got to start digging your shoulder to a side and trying to shove an underhook. You cannot bend down to try to get out of Muay Thai clinch.
All right, so he connects with another punch there, kind of targeting that cut.
I mean, when you get a cut on your opponent and you see it and it's pouring blood, you continue to attack it. Every time you land, you can see that it splits it a little bit more. Great job finding that weakness and really taking advantage of it.
His leg is hurt here. You can see him limping a little bit. 30 seconds now to go in the round. Oh, beautiful jab there, man. It's like you know what's coming, can't stop it.
I mean, you have to anticipate that jab coming or he will batter and bruise you with that single strike.
A stiff punch there, nice connection.
Oh, nice land.
Buzzer sounds for the end of round 4, 20 minutes in the books. All right, so that's the end of the round. Pretty significant damage done in that round. Cut on the cheek, sustained there from that strike. Now the cut man's got to get in there and close that thing up. Better to be below the eye than above it, sure, but nonetheless, this could be a factor now moving forward. All right, we now take a look back at some of the highlights from that last round, DC. A lot for the replay guys to choose from.
I mean, these guys are going to be very busy trying to find what replay to show you guys. Lands on both sides of the octagon. Both guys fought great. What a phenomenal round.
All right, so the next round is underway. Will it be more of the same? And by that, I mean all of those strikes to the body. You got to think at some point the opposition is going to lower that guard or get finished.
And that's exactly what he is hoping for. All those great body shots, all that damage he's putting on his opponent will force an opening up top where he will look to finish.
Combination lands for him. It was hard to see a miss in that sequence. He's put it all together.
I mean, everything is...
Thunderous leg kick grounds him a little bit, tried to stay upright, but man, that changed the complexion of this fight.
Johnny's hurt. He's hurt really badly by that one big leg kick. Look at him working at trying to shut the liver down.
Goes right back to that left kick and lands. Oh, a nice punch out of the break there after he had caught the leg. So he is really starting to put it all together now and clearly seems to have found the timing of his opponent. Kick to the body by Lee. Strong defense there to block the shot.
Head kick.
Single collar tie now. Elbows only tonight.
Can't take many of those, you better check.
Combination lands for him. He is really putting his strikes together tonight.
I mean, he's feeling himself tonight, John. He's doing a great job of putting everything together.
All right, he'll engage in a single collar tie. And now he's got that tie clinch.
Big punch land. Ooh. Beautiful body lands right under the elbow.
Oh, combination lands, and it seemed like almost every strike found the target.
He's so accurate when he decides to attack. It is a sight to behold.
Just over 3 minutes now to go in the fight.
He's back in the clinch position. This is where he has done a ton of good work here. Punch, punch.
He's had a huge strike right there. I'm not sure how many more of these his opponent can take.
Massive shot that he landed. Great job.
Working off of his back here. Looks like he may try to hip escape. And really starting to make these shots count. Well, you got to stay busy on the bottom. He's doing it here. Nice punch. And really starting to make these shots count. All right, so you got to be careful playing on the ground with this guy. You don't want to mess around for too long. All right, looks like he's got a couple hooks in here, DC, and defensively, you better be careful. All right, bottom fighter here, maybe looking to hip escape, DC. Well, he's up, but oh, is he hurt. Both fighters here continuing to try to get a more dominant position in the clinch, getting fatigued in the process, I would think.
It's very taxing to be chest to chest, a position we call 50-50 because nobody has the advantage. Who's gonna be the one to find that one little area that they can expose to give them the slightest advantage?
Missed with that attempt. Now he's got the Muay Thai plug. 90 seconds remain in the fight. Man, the body work really starting to take its toll here. Obvious redness on that right side. Oh, single collar tie here. And he lands a punch there. Pretty good connection by him.
Great connection. He's in a great flow right now.
Back and forth we go. And a nice job at least staying upright on that. And they separate.
Game of inches right there, boy. Wow. It was good night as that landed.
Well, he's been good tonight, but he missed with that one.
Real quick leg kick.
All right, he closes the distance, gets the single collar tie.
Good punch land. Leg kick after leg kick after leg kick.
And they separate. 30 seconds to go. Good series of strikes for him there, staying busy and staying accurate.
I mean, the accuracy is unbelievable.
Right on the button. 15 seconds to go. Final 10 seconds of the fight.
He just hurt him with a left hook, yep.
What else can you say but what a fight? All right, so a lot to like over the distance of that fight tonight. Clearly, we think we saw one guy win the fight and largely got it done with the striking.
Yeah, he got it done with the striking. And that's exactly what he's known for. He's known as a guy that's so comfortable whenever he's in the stand-up. And that showed tonight as he truly outworked his opponent.
Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 50-45, 49-46, and 50-45. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Bruce the Dragon Lee!
All right, nice job by him there as he is your winner via unanimous decision. And sometimes I would think it's easier said than done to just leave the judges out of it. Dominant performance, and he gets his hand raised.
Yeah, and if you got to go to the